Hello. A very common question that people ask, and I get more than 10 a month at least like this, and it is a relationship question where you want to know, do we have a future together? And it can be that there's somebody that you fancy, that you're attracted to, and you want to know, will we get together? Or it can be that you're already in a relationship and you're doubting if things can continue. You want to know, will we break up? You want to know, will they be faithful? Will they divorce me? Will we get engaged? Will we get married? Do we have a future together? And so sometimes you're asking me, well, here's this particular person, this is their name, and this is their birth date, and this is my name, and this is my birth date. And, you know, based on that information, is it a dead cert that we are going to get together or not? And of course, if you've watched many of my videos, then you will know that I believe you create your own reality. I also believe that you cannot create the reality of another person, but you can create your own reality. And so, if you want to attract a loving, supportive relationship, then be a loving, supportive partner to yourself. Be the vibration of a loving, supportive partner and relationship within yourself. And then you are an attraction point for that. And whether if the person that you are with or wondering about, or the person that you're attracted to and are wondering about is a good match for that, then that will make it more likely for you to manifest that. And if they're not a good match for that, then it really doesn't matter, because the universe will deliver somebody who is a good match for it. Now, the other thing I want to say about this is that sometimes people are asking the question because they are feeling unfulfilled or unhappy in some way, and expect that if they were to have a relationship, that would solve all of their problems. That suddenly that would be like a salve or a magic wand on your life, and that one thing would make everything good. And of course that's not true, because you bring yourself into the relationship, and if you're not happy, then it's something inside you. Nothing outside of you can change it. Only you can change it. And so search within yourself and look at what you find. Do I love myself? Do I support myself? What kind of future do I have, given what energy signature I'm carrying within me? And if you find some things that are unloving or unsupportive, then you can use meditation to make a shift with that. Okay. Now, when people ask me the question about, such as I've said, what I usually do is, instead of trying to predict your future, which I can't do, as I've explained, the future is a probability field, really, and it depends on your choices and the other person's choices and your energy and the other person's energy, whether you end up coming together in the future. So what I do is I look at the energy in present time. So I look at your energy in present time, and I look at the other person's energy in present time, and I look at the relationship between those two energies, to get a feel for the level of affinity, to get a feel for what you might be an attraction point for, how the relationship could play out. For example, in terms of if both of you are a match on a particular level, like you both feel unworthy, for example, well, that might play out in the game of a relationship that might get created between the two of you. So there are different ways of looking at it from the perspective of present time. And a very, very simple way that you can do, if you can get neutral, which is very hard when it's you, is to look at the energy of yourself and this other person. And you can imagine that you are looking at two lights. So if you close your eyes and let two lights show up in your imagination, and look at the vibration of those lights, and look at, is it a matching vibration, or is one frequency very different to the other? Because if the two frequencies are very different, then it's not a vibrational match. But if the two frequencies look very similar, you're on the same wavelength, for example, then it's a better match. It's a better potential match. So the further away the frequencies are, the less likely you are to come together in the future, if that makes sense to you. Because we attract people who are a similar vibrational frequency. And as we go through our life journey, if our frequency changes, then sometimes we lose friends because people who we could connect with, we're no longer able to connect with each other. Anyway, I hope that that's given you a perspective on this, about another way to look at, do I have a future together with this other person? Because the one person for sure you have a future with is yourself. So that's the one that you can control. And by making that a loving, supportive future within yourself, then you can attract others that would be an energetic match for that. I hope that this has helped you on your journey towards creating a happy relationship with somebody. If you have enjoyed watching this and you want to delve a bit deeper, there's a few different ways you can do it. Because I'm getting so many questions at the moment, I'm grouping some of them together like this, but I also have created some meditations called life activation meditations. And there are 7 of them, and each one addresses a major question that lots of people have. And there is one on relationships. So there is a life activation meditation on relationships, which is meant to help you tap into your own intuition about your own relationships and what is in your way of creating the happy relationships that you want. And it does some work to help you get unblocked actually in that particular meditation. So go to drlesleyphillips.com and look under meditations and look under life activation meditations, and you will find that relationship life activation meditation there. The other thing I did was I made some very inexpensive weekly teachings that are available on video, and they're based on, I'll just show you behind here, my paintings, which are automatic drawings. They're energy drawings. They're channeled from spirit, and they are basically a documentation of the human spiritual unfoldment journey. So each one is multidimensional. There's energy that emanates from it that helps you to shift and change. And I've taken these cards and created quick teachings about the human journey of awakening. And so if you're interested in that, there is a link that you can click and go and find out more about them. And also, if you're watching this and you haven't sent me in a question yet, but you want to, there's another link and you can fill out your name and email address and your question.